Hello wonderful human beings, Sheldon Evans here, and in today's video I'm giving you guys 7 tips to grow your Instagram following in 2018. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so I more than doubled my Instagram following in 2017 from around 30,000 to 60,000 followers. And I did that by doing a few of these things. Let's start off with the don'ts of Instagram. You don't want to be using these like for like apps or follower exchange apps or buying followers, because while these may grow your following and you may get followers from it, they're not going to be actively engaged followers. They're going to be what we call ghost followers, or people who follow your account but don't interact or engage with your content. While it might be cool to have this huge number on your account, they're not going to be real people and they're not going to be engaging with your content. So they're pretty much useless. But if all you're looking for is a huge number of followers and you don't care about the engagement, disregard this tip entirely. Let's get started with the actual tips of this video. First is hashtag secrets. You've probably heard this thousands of times. You should always hashtag your images. Hashtag images always perform better than images without them. And statistically, it's been found that images with 11 or more hashtags perform the best. You're allowed up to 30 hashtags on your image with Instagram. I suggest using every single one of those. Someone once said to me that if you get 30 chances to enter a lucky draw, are you going to say, no thanks, I'll just use 20 of those chances to try and win $1 million? No, you're going to try and use all 30 chances to win as much as you can. So use the hashtags to your advantage and hashtag all 30 of them on every single one of your images. And the hashtags you want to be using should have about 500,000 or less posts on them. And the reason for this is that you don't want your image to get drowned out by the thousands of new posts being posted every minute. So you try and find a tag that is popular but not oversaturated so that your image still has a chance of getting noticed. But now how do you find hashtags? You can either look for feature accounts that'll feature your image and tag those accounts. A lot of them will have a specific hashtag that you should tag your images with. Or you can just search for the word hashtag on the App Store and you'll find a hashtag app that'll help produce or generate hashtags for your images. One of my favorites is Focal Mark. The great thing about this app is that you can select the type of image that you have, whether it's a portrait, a landscape, maybe a picture of your cat, and it'll generate hashtags around that specific topic. You can even generate hashtags around a specific topic and a location. I suggest just keeping it general and choosing the type of image that you have, for example a portrait, and then copy those hashtags and paste them on your image. Now you don't want to post the hashtags in the caption section of your image because it kind of looks messy. So what you want to do is post your photo and then in the first comment of the image, paste your hashtags. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys a neat little trick to keep your hashtags organized and neat within your phone. To do that, open up the settings in your phone, click on General, scroll down to Keyboard, and then Text Replacement. Now all you have to do is set up a new text replacement, type or paste your hashtags in the phrase section, and then create a shortcut for it. So for example, if these are portrait hashtags, type portrait and save it. Now every time you post a photo, all you have to do is type the word portrait and your hashtags will show up. Now once you've posted a photo, you need to try and get as much engagement as possible as quickly as possible. I'd say within the first hour of posting. And the reason for this is that the Instagram algorithm will determine whether this content is worth sharing or not, depending on how much engagement it has. The more engagement it has, the more chance it has of reaching the top 9 in hashtags. And what that means is that with every hashtag, there are 9 posts at the top of that hashtag when you search for it that are the most popular within that tag during a specific time period. And if you can get into one of those top positions, your photo is going to be seen by a lot more people. Another great way to get more engagement is to geotag your photos with the correct location. So if you're taking a photo on a tropical island, make sure that you tag it correctly and it'll get shown to people within that location. And you've got a higher chance of those people liking, engaging, and even following you in the end. Next up is to be active and engage with the community. When you're engaging and interacting with other people's photos, post comments that are more than just nice pic or cool photo, because these sound like bots and they sound robotic and they don't sound real or genuine. And even as a creator or the person posting the photo, I wouldn't want to respond to comments like that. So there's no reason in even leaving comments like that because you're not calling to action or you're calling for engagement. So instead, I encourage you to post comments that are actually engaging. Ask a question, maybe start a dialogue. Talk to the people as if they're real people, because they are. That's one of the things that I love about the YouTube community so much, is the amount of engagement and the way that we talk to one another. The YouTube comment section might not be the friendliest place to hang out, but it definitely is a place that is open to discussion. People talk to one another and they talk about topics. So try and translate that to Instagram and open a discussion and talk within the comment section amongst yourself, your followers, and followers of other accounts on other people's photos. So if you are this far into the video already, I encourage you guys to just comment down below and let's chat to one another, let's talk, or even comment on my Instagram and I'll try and reply to you guys. Let me know what your favorite ways to grow your Instagram account are. Next up is feed aesthetic. Now I know as a photographer you don't want to get boxed in at all. I completely understand that. But the truth is, with Instagram, the more consistent your feed looks and the more consistently you post, the bigger you'll get. This is one thing that I personally struggle with a lot, so I completely understand if you're struggling with this as well. I suggest posting photos that are only within a specific niche or theme. So for example, with my account, you expect to see portraits, so people will come back time and time again to see portrait images. Whereas if I had a travel account, I would post images of travel and landscapes and things like that, but I don't have an account like that, so I choose not to post those images. Even though I like them and I do take photos like that, sharing them on my feed just doesn't fit the aesthetic. So instead, if you do want to take photos like that and you enjoy sharing them, I suggest setting up multiple accounts, or set up a separate blog where you can share your photos, or set up your own website where you can have multiple categories of images and you can post there to your heart's desire. If you're not a photographer or you don't have the eye for keeping a theme or a certain aesthetic for your images, I'd suggest picking a specific filter that you like and try and stick to that filter across a range of images, whether that be a filter from an app or a preset. It's up to you. That takes us on to image shapes. You don't want to be posting all kinds of weird shapes in your feed so that your feed looks messy when you visit it, because people who come to your account and choose whether they want to follow you or not don't look at just one image and decide, okay, I'm going to follow this guy. They look at your feed as a whole. So if your feed is messy in all kinds of different shapes and sizes, they're not going to hit that follow button. These days, the Instagram does crop your image so that it fills the square and makes it look a lot neater than before, whether your photo is landscape or portrait when you post it. Portrait images receive more engagement on Instagram, purely because they take up more screen real estate. If you were to post a landscape image, you're sharing screen real estate with other posts and other creators, so you're less likely to get your viewers' full attention. If you post a portrait image, it takes up more of the screen and you're more likely to get that person to like the image or engage with it. Finally, you want to be curating your content. Like I've said before, you want to keep a consistent theme, but maybe you've been posting and you just want to do a cleanup. What you can do is use the archive feature that's built into Instagram. If you do have some images that you still like, just go through the ones that you don't like and archive them. And if you're just getting into developing a style and finding images that you like and don't like, you can use an app called Cynic. They got in touch with me a little while ago to help promote it, and it's actually pretty cool the way that it works. It's sort of like a Tinder style app, but for your photos. So what you can do is you can upload a set of photos that you like, and then the community can swipe left or right on your photos and determine which one they like most. And that way you can basically A/B test your photos before you even get them onto Instagram. The app also has tabs such as hot, new, social, and top. So in addition to people just swiping left and right for your photos, it's also sort of a social community. You can find photos that are doing very well at the time, the most recent posted photos, or photos from people who you're friends with on the app. So try it out and upload some photos and see which your most popular photos are before you get them to Instagram. I've put a download link to the app in the description box below. And with using other platforms to grow your following, that takes us onto our next tip, and that is cross-promotion or cross-pollination. Before I even heard about Instagram, I was using platforms like Flickr and 500px. And that's actually how I got my very first followers on Instagram, was funneling that traffic or sending that traffic from my other platforms to Instagram. I don't use these platforms very much at all anymore, but the tip still applies. For example, I have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, the one that you're watching right now. Some of you guys might go after this video and check out my Instagram account. Or if I post a photo on Facebook, those guys might go check out my Instagram as well. And a great example of this is earlier on this year, I had a video that went viral. And thanks to that, I grew over 20,000 followers in about a week. So even though you have multiple platforms, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, LinkedIn, you probably have different audiences on each of them. So by merging them and getting the audiences to spread across platforms, it'll help you grow as well. Next is following people in your niche or category. So once you've picked a category, whether it be portraits, travel, fitness, wildlife, whatever it may be, try and only follow accounts within that niche. I know it's kind of difficult because you want to follow your family, you want to follow your friends, but what I suggest is that if you want to grow your Instagram account, only follow accounts within your niche. And the reason for this is that you get lumped with those other creators. So if you're only liking and interacting with accounts that are similar to yours, Instagram's going to suggest you to those people's followers. Or when a new person visits their account and clicks follow, you may pop up as a suggested user. So if you still want to interact with your friends and your family, I suggest creating a separate account, whether it be a private account or a public account, but an account that you interact with just those accounts on. But your main photography account, use just for photography, and I guarantee you it'll help you grow. Next is nurture your community. Interact with the followers that you already have. They're already following you. Those are the people that you should be most grateful for. So interact with them, talk to them, ask them questions. When someone comments on your photo, comment back, reply to them, talk to them. And that helps with engagement as well. So say you post a photo, within the first 10 minutes you get 10 comments. If you reply to each of those comments, that means there's a total of 20 comments on that image, and Instagram will see that as a more popular post than if it only had 10. And over time, you'll start developing relationships with your followers. For example, I have a follower that used to comment on my images time and time again, and we started chatting because we have a similar taste in music. So if I find a new song or she finds a new song, we comment and talk to one another and share our new finds in music. So there's always an upside to engaging with your community. Incentivize your community as well. Maybe give away some free stuff, or give them a reason to engage with you. Maybe you want to give away a free preset, or maybe you'll DM every person that comments on your photo. Or what I like to do is host like mini contests. So in exchange for you commenting on my photo in the first 10 minutes of me posting it, I'll give you my preset pack for free. So if you want, you can do that right now. You can go over to my Instagram account, turn on notifications so that every time I post a photo, you know, and that you can comment within the first 10 minutes, and I might give you a preset pack. And finally, use those analytics and find the best time to post your photo. This can make or break your post as well, depending on which time of day you post your photo. Like I said, the engagement that happens in your photo within the first couple of minutes is the most important. So try and get that engagement rolling as soon as you can. By doing that, you can use the insights that come with Instagram to find the best time to post. But if you don't have a pro account or you don't have a business account, you can use third-party apps. One of my favorites is Prime. And what this will do is it'll analyze your account and give you the perfect time to post your photo to receive the most engagement, because it'll give you the time to post when your followers are most active.